A few months ago, Realme introduced the Realme 10 Pro, the company's latest mid-range smartphone in the number series. This is a minor update, with the main difference being the display. Is this the best smartphone for the money under $250? Let's take a look at the review to find out. The display is the phone's main selling point. This model has a 6.7-inch with 1080 by 2400 pixel Full HD plus LCD screen with a refresh rate of 120 Hz, a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz, and a pixel density of 391 ppi. The display is bright, with a peak brightness of up to 680 nits. Because it has a 100% DCI-P3 color gamut, it produces good color output and has good sunlight legibility. You can choose between vivid and natural screen color modes. The phone has dimming technology that is software-based. The phone also supports HDR10, but not for YouTube or Netflix. A video color boost option is available. It has a variable refresh rate, so depending on the content, the display can switch between 30, 48, 50, 60, 90, and 120 Hz, making it very smooth to use. Because of the new RAZR technology and in-seal technology, the phone has 1mm ultra-narrow size bezels and 1.15mm top bezels. On the left side of the phone, a tiny punch hole houses a 16-megapixel camera. Above the display, there is an earpiece that also serves as a secondary speaker. When it comes to button placements and ports, the power button with a built-in fingerprint scanner, as well as the volume rockers, are located on the right side. On the left is the hybrid dual SIM slot. On the bottom are the 3.5mm audio jack, primary microphone, USB Type-C port, and loudspeaker grill. The secondary microphone is located on top of the device. The phone has a polycarbonate frame and back that feels cheap, but the matte finish models look nice and don't attract fingerprints. The phone measures 8.1mm in thickness and weighs 190 grams. The concept of hyperspace tunnels inspired the design. The design's refracted light appears to be stretched to the limit at ultra-high speeds, creating a dynamic three-dimensional effect. According to the company, the classic shape of the twin-lens reflex camera is combined with modern digital images across time and space, bringing a new street photography trend in image expression. There are no IP ratings on the phone. The camera UI in Realme UI 4.0 is identical to that in 3.0. It has a quick-shot acceleration engine, one take, an AI algorithm that generates multiple photos with different perspectives in one shot, and a new group portrait. Pro mode, panorama, film, slow-mo, time-lapse, dual-view video, text scanner, starry mode, and tilt shift are all available. For photos, there are two options, dynamic bokeh and bokeh flare portrait. The rear camera produces 12-megapixel images after pixel binning, while the front camera produces 16-megapixel images. The 108-megapixel sensor produced good daytime images, and the dynamic range is improved with auto HDR. There is an AI mode that recognizes various photo scenes and automatically adjusts camera settings to enhance the colors. 2x is sufficient, but because it is digital zoom, the quality degrades as you zoom further. The portrait mode is adequate, but the 2-megapixel macro camera is useless, so 2x zoom with the normal camera is recommended. Low-light shots are also effective. The night mode is convenient, but it takes a few seconds to load. In night mode, there is also a pro mode for manual tuning. The front camera performs well in low light, but it could have been better. The bokeh shots were good. The Snapdragon 695's main limitation is that it can only record videos at up to 1080p resolution at 30 frames per second and does not support 4K video recording, despite having a 108-megapixel camera. It also has 720p slow-motion recording. It employs EIS for video. This is one of the first Realme phones to ship with the Realme UI 4.0 based on Android 13. It has a November 2022 Android security patch. It should receive 2 Android updates. Realme UI 4.0 includes intuitive iconography, a new card-style UI layout, 79 new emoji face traits, smart AOD, large folders, dynamic home screen widgets, auto pixelate, private safe, and the Quantum Animation Engine 4.0, which improves overall fluidity. You get 7.4 GB of usable RAM out of the 8 GB LPDDR4X RAM, and about 4 GB is free when default apps are running in the background. It also includes DRE, or Dynamic RAM Expansion, which uses the built-in storage as RAM. This has an additional RAM expansion capacity of up to 8 GB. You get about 105 GB of free storage out of 128 GB. The phone has UFS 2.2 storage, and we measured sequential read speeds of 517.4 MB per second, which is nearly half of what we saw in the 10 Pro Plus. The phone has a fingerprint sensor embedded in the power button on the right side. It automatically unlocks the phone if you keep your finger on the power button without pressing it. You can enter up to 5 fingerprints. Face unlock is also available on the phone, but it is not as secure as fingerprint unlock. The default music player is YouTube Music. It lacks Dolby Atmos, but it does have Realme sound technology, which includes customizable smart, movie, game, and music modes. It does not support FM radio. Even at full volume, the audio from the stereo speakers is clear and free of distortion. The company claims that it can increase the volume by 200% using software. Earphone audio is also satisfactory. Because it has Widevine L1, you can watch HD content on Netflix and other streaming apps. The phone is powered by the Snapdragon 695 6nm, which is also found in the Realme 9 Pro. It has 2.2x-A78 CPUs running at up to 2.2 GHz and 6x-A55 CPUs running at up to 1.8 GHz. It has an Adreno 618 GPU, which promises up to a 30% increase in GPU performance over the predecessor. The phone supports up to 8 GB of LPDDR4X RAM. We had no problems or frame drops while playing graphically intensive games. The company did not specify whether or not it has cooling. With about half an hour of intense gaming, it reached 41 degrees Celsius indoors with Wi-Fi. In terms of battery life, the phone, like its predecessor, has a 5000 mAh built-in battery with 33W SuperVOOC fast charging. It lasts all day on Wi-Fi, but not on 4G or 5G and dual SIMs. With a day of use on Wi-Fi and at 120 Hz, I got over 6.5 hours of screen time. Because the phone supports 33W SuperVOOC charge, it can charge up to 50% in 30 minutes and 100% in more than an hour with the included charger. With the exception of the display, the Realme 10 Pro is a decent upgrade to the 9 Pro at a starting price of $249. It comes pre-installed with Android 13, but the ultra-wide camera has been removed. Bloatware that is installed automatically could have been reduced.